If you know how to communicate well, you will already be in the top 1% of most individuals around the globe. We have a communication issue. There's a lot of demand for it, but there's such little supply. And so we need to learn how to communicate more effectively. Or most importantly, how do the great leaders communicate so effectively that it inspires us continuously every day? Think about the big leaders that you know. Sometimes they might say things that are wrong, but because they communicate it so well, it seems as if they are right. And essentially, we believe that. So what do they use that we can implement so we can become better communicators and land better jobs, have better careers, better relationships, etc.? They use what is called the influence diamond. In order for the speaker to have full influence over you, and when I say this word influence, I don't mean any sort of manipulation tactics. It's just the ability to be influential. They need to know these 4 things. They need to know what their audience thinks, what their audience feels, how their audience behaves, and what their audience believes. So how in the world do your big favorite leaders and inspirational speakers, motivational speakers, how do they figure out all of this? The first thing they always do is they build some sort of rapport. What rapport is a relationship in responsiveness, and it means that they act and they feel what you feel. They behave how you behave. They believe what you believe, and they think how you think. Because people like people who are like themselves. Matching and mirroring is a neurolinguistic programming tactic that they use in order to be fully influential with you because they are now in sync with you. Once these great leaders figure out who their audience is and what their needs are, then they meet them by using these 4 essential skills for any sort of public speech. And number 1, we have vocal mastery. Vocal mastery is figuring out what vocal archetype these leaders need to use to be most influential to that audience. For example, do they need to be the coach, the motivator, the educator, or the friend? And if you think about a coach, such as a basketball coach or a great football coach, do they usually act like a friend to their people on their team? No, they don't. They act like a coach. And there's different levels of voice, tonality, pitches that you can change in order to be each one of these roles. The second skill they master is body language. Depending on who their audience is, they'll use different facial expressions, different gestures and hand movements, and any sort of thing that aligns with the body language. The third skill is one of the biggest skills that every single leader out there uses, and it's storytelling. This skill is crucial because it makes you feel like you have a relationship with that person, like you are in a connection with that person, because they're taking space up in your mind, because your mind is remembering the stories that they tell you. Our mind is literally like a huge library, and that is how it remembers best, is through stories. That's why if you want to remember stuff, you remember it as if it was a big house and you're walking into different rooms, grabbing different books or grabbing different items that make your memory come back. It's all stories. Life is a whole story. And the fourth skill they use in order to get rapport is AMS. What this is? Analogies, metaphors, and similes. This is figurative language that dumbs down the explanation of complex information. For example, you wouldn't tell your grandma if she's asking about what Google search is, you wouldn't tell her it's the biggest search engine and you could type anything you want and you can get any answer. She would be confused. You would have to break it down to something that she would understand. Okay, and just imagine you go to this huge library and there's different books on the shelves. You can grab any single book and you can go to the exact page and grab the exact information that you're looking for. That would resonate more with her because this is how it gets down to the audience's level, which is the ultimate rapport building device, because it makes them feel like they are understanding with each other. And all of this tied together allows speakers to be the most influential they could possibly become, as well as the most charismatic and confident person up on that stage or wherever they are publicly speaking. If you want to learn about any of these broken down, just leave it in the comments below. Leave me any sort of updates that you guys would like to see throughout the channel, and I will keep you guys posted. and go into great detail with these if you guys really want it. Thank you so much for watching, and this is your life, so take full control.